The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Hello and welcome to the October 15th, the Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon, although it's just past 8 o'clock in the morning. So if you're listening to this show in the normal slot, this is being pre-recorded from 8 to 9. I'll try to make the show as pertinent as I can for you during that time frame, so you'll be able to take a look at support or resistance levels and see where the market is trading there, and that will give you the information that you need. So great to be with you. If you are listening live, I'd love to hear from you. You can reach out to us at 877-927-6648. If you can't call in, but you'd still like me to take a look at something for you, you can send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, if you'd be kind enough to put radio show question, that would be great. And, of course, in our Tigers Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thirsty Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we've got all of the equity futures contracts trading to the downside. The Dow is down 304. We'll see what that means. It's off a little over 1%. The NASDAQ 179, the S&P 39, the Russell is down 16 points. So everything down about 1%. Spot volatility index well above its 50-day exponential moving average at the moment. It's trading out at 28.13. In Asia last night, all of the indices, well, the major indices, the Hang Seng, the Shanghai, the Nikkei, they closed lower. It was the Hang Seng that was off by 500 points, or 2% out there. The Asia 200, the Australian 200 index was up 31 buckaroonies. That was about 0.5%. And over in Germany right now, the DAX is back 371 points, nearly 3%, and the FTSE down 113, nearly 2 points out there. Gold's off 11 bucks. You've got silver down 50 cents. U.S. dollar index is trading up about 364 ticks or so. I do have a 10-minute delay there. It's trading out at about 93.73. So we have plenty to look at. And let's begin looking at, let's go take a look at the equity futures market. So it's really all about support and resistance. It's about understanding where support and resistance is. The size of the moves out here that we see, by the way, the size of the moves, if we were to take a look at the average true range, let me see which one of my charts gives me that. Well, I know this chart most certainly would. So I'm just going to put in the Dow as an example. And just at the bottom of my panel, so the average true range over the last 10 trading days inside the Dow equity future contract is 420 points. So what we are seeing in the market right now is just absolutely normal. Might seem abnormal to you, with these large moves out here, but it's just normal. And the most important thing that you and I can do is try to figure out, well, what's the market communicating to us? It's trading that it's communicating to Steve that it wants to move lower. Wake up. Well, move lower into where? All right, let's get to it. So, and I love doing this is my favorite time of the day to be doing a show, to sit here live with you and take a look at what the markets are doing. It's a beautiful thing. So the very first thing that we're doing here is we're turning over and we are taking a look at our TAS market profile. So these are brand new profiles that actually did form yesterday. So when we were on the air live yesterday, we weren't sure if they were going to get traction or not. We now have cemented profiles. Now, this helps us a ton because when price trades below the bottom of a profile, especially when you're in an uptrend, which the markets have been, that would tell you about a potential change in trend. So if you look at the ES Mini, that's the very left-hand panel right now. Here's what you're going to see. This formed a new bullish structured profile yesterday. Price is trading below the bottom of that bullish structure, the bottom of the box, 34.56. That's the number you want to have on a pad of paper. I don't know where the ES Mini will be trading at 1 o'clock or 1:11. It's now 8:11 in the morning out here. But if it's trading above 34.56, it's telling you that support has held. And that'll be important because that would be telling you there's no change in trend, at least not just yet. What happens if price is closing below 34.56? We start seeking out other support levels. So from a profile standpoint, this is not the only thing that you or I use to identify support. From a profile standpoint, you already know by looking at our chart, if you watch us on Tiger TV, the next level of support. That would be 34.17. So 34.56 and 34.17 are the key levels for you to be paying attention to today. Let's move over and take a look at the NQ. The NQ formed a profile, daily profile. By the way, the daily profiles, they're kind of in that light blue color. The yellow ones are the weekly profiles. So we've got both daily and weekly out here. And you can take a look at those numbers. They're in the boxes, the little data boxes. So you can take a look at those. And the NQ yesterday formed a new profile that was below price. That is a bullish message, or I should say, and it is a bullish message, and it remains bullish unless price closes below the top of that profile. Well, the top of the profile is 11,723. The actual low today is 11,736. Close enough for my work for a test and rejection. Nonetheless, price is trading below the top of its weekly profile, where we got to close above that last week. That is 11,802. Did we get a close above it last week? 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I've got to go back and take a look. But here's really the point. Look, a close today in the NQ above 11,802, the NQ would be signaling to you there is no chance that it is ready to head lower. In other words, the move this morning inside the NQ so far is nothing more than a test of support. And that test of support, really the top of that daily profile. So 11,723 is one of the numbers you want to have on your pad of paper. You want to certainly see where price is trading at 1:13 in the afternoon when you're listening to the show right now live. Again, if price is trading above 11,802, boy, an important message that's being generated too. So we've got diverging messages here between the ES and the NQ right now. The ES is busted through support. The NQ has not. In fact, the NQ's support level, daily support level, is way down at 11,302. But right now we deal with that top of the profile. We move over to the Dow Equity Future Contract. We take a look at its daily time frame. It generated a bearish structured profile. Now, the difference, folks, between a bearish structured profile and a bullish structured profile is where the center of that box is in proximity to either the top or the bottom. The reason is the top of the profile, we know that that is where sellers reside. The bottom of the profile, we know that that is where buyers reside. That is a fact. We also know that factually in between that profile, there's a fair value area where both buyers and sellers, they've gotten together and they believe that that is the fair price within inside that range. That's the center. Well, if you have both buyers and sellers at the center, you can understand if the center is closer to the bottom where buyers reside, that's bullish in structure. There's more buyers in that range. In the ES Mini, that range was 34.77 to 34.56. Well, now let's take a look at the Dow Equity Future Contract. You can see that it's a bearish structured profile. Typically, when you close below the center of a bearish structured profile, sellers should have the ability to push price down to the next level. The next level in the Dow Equity Future Contract, 27,662. So you know what they say, maybe not so fast. But we'll take a look at that when we get back. Steve Rhodes, TFNN.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. If you are listening live, this show is being recorded. It's now 8:18 in the morning, but we're going to make this show as pertinent as we can for you during that show. So we were taking a look at the equity future contract. We want to go ahead and finish this off. We were just taking a look at the Dow. Let's move over to the Russell 2000. Here we can see that it, too, formed a new daily profile. In prices testing, it's just trading below that level, the bottom of its profile, 1605.70. But we can also see it's trading right back into kind of a little cluster here. You've got the top of the weekly profile. That's at 1601, and you've got the bottom of the daily profile, and that's at 1605 out here. So the top of the weekly 1601, the bottom 1605. Price is trading right into a support level. So we've got support going on in the NQ and the Russell 2000, and we've got trading below support in the Dow and the ES Mini. So we've got a diverging message. Is there any place where we don't have a diverging message, right? That's really the question to ask, and that really referring to what's going on short term, because the daily is the daily. So what's going on the short term from the short term standpoint? So, you know, one of the things that we can do is, this is small, we'll go ahead and explode it up here. In a moment, I'll do individual charts. But what this is, one of the tools, so I've got a number of tools out here, some screeners. So when I sit down in front of my screen, it shows me all this data. So I don't need to look at the charts. I can just go take a look at the data points, for example. Where are we at? Do we have Rhodes momentum indicator signals? Do we have TD9 count? Do we have seventh wave moves? That would be part of the Chapman wave. Do we have A to B equals CD down? No, those I have to do manually. Well, here on the 30-minute time frame charts for the equity future contract, this makes sense. This should make sense to you. It makes sense to me. What's the sense that it makes, Devo? When price gets back to support, typically what you will see on a short-term time frame is some type of bottom signal out here. If you don't, boy, that's telling you that support, you don't have any kind of bottoming signal, and support is likely to get taken out. Well, in this case here, this is the 30-minute time frame charts that we're looking at, and each of them formed TD9 count bottoms this morning. So that is already unfolded, and we're going to go take a look at what does that mean. So we do have a uniform on a 30-minute time frame, and those all, we got bar numbers 8. Those are the low of the session. Those all occurred at 6 o'clock. The completion of the pattern took place at 6:30 when bar number 9 formed. So it's a valid bottoming signal in the short term. Okay, so how do we use this? This is really applicable to Dennis. Dennis wrote in. He is in the SQQQ, so he is short the SQQ, wants to take a look at it, and what he's going to do is, I would think he'll take this information and apply it and try to figure out what action he should take. So the very first thing Dennis, that you or anybody that's trading the SQQQ or any instrument, you want to know what the average true range is, because the average daily movement, that's what the average true range is. And for me, it represents the last 10 trading sessions. That's $1.60. So your stop should be $1.60 below, at least below yesterday's close. I like to use $1.60 in this case here times some type of Fibonacci expansion, 1.272 or 1.618. So that'd be the first thing. Make sure that you've got your stops in place. You've got to protect your assets out there, and that's how you do it. Okay, so that's the first thing. With regard to the SQQQ, what we're going to really do is we're going to focus in on the the short term and in any other time frame charts that we have for the NQs out here. So let me get over to this chart here, and this will blow it up. So this is the NQ. We're going to have it's different tools that I use out here that will be displayed on it. And we also have the opening ranges. Those are tools as well that we use. But here's what we know. We're taking a look at, you can see it was a nice little hammer candle. In fact, there were two hammer candles that formed as the NQ on a 30-minute basis was forming a bottom. Now, a hammer candle, folks, when price is moving lower, that's a signal that traders, for that time frame, are trying to hammer out a bottom. It's a very bullish candle out here. Now, what price did, it formed that TD9 count. And then what did, remember, this is always about understanding support and resistance. What did price do on the 30-minute time frame? It did what it was supposed to do after confirming that pattern. It ran up to resistance. Well, resistance is the top of that 30-minute profile. And that is 11,815. Dennis, we've seen a pullback this morning, just as we're coming on the air, a bit of a pullback, and that's testing the oscillator and change line for that time frame at 11,782. So this could be setting up a small A to B equals CD to the upside. I can't draw that in on this panel here. What we can see is that if that is to occur, and we wouldn't know that until we get a close above, I'd have to say get a close above the European opening range, 11,840, because that would be a potential resistance area out here. Then that would signal that you've got an A to B equals CD to the upside, with the likely price target being 11,904. Look, if price closes below the low of the session so far today, the low of a hammer candle, if you're long, you're wrong. That's its message. And we also will know that that the key level of daily support that we looked at will have failed, or it appears that will have failed. So how do you trade this? Look, you stay in that trade, Dennis, but if you see it close above 1140, I want you to understand you need to expect that you're going to see a little bit of pressure on that trade, and that price would make its way up to 11,904. Now, it's really at that 11,904. That is the TD9 breakdown level. If this is nothing more than just a counter trend rally, and right now I can't call it anything, well, in the NQ, that's a different story. I can't say that it's just a counter trend rally out here. And the reason is because price is pulled back to test its daily level of support. So it would really be, if a rally is going to begin versus a counter trend rally here, then you would see a close above that 11,904.25 area. And maybe that's and on a 30-minute bar. And it would really be two 30-minute bars. Above that, the next resistance would be 11,968. Those would be the areas that you're watching. That's the only way that I would be able to trade that from an intraday standpoint. So, Dennis, I hope that helps you out. But price is pulled now. If you're a conservative trader and you've got some nice profit, well, then now would be the time to go ahead and take that. Price is pulled back to support, you've got a daily bottoming signal, or you wait at least until price gets above that 11,840. So I hope that helps you out with regard to the NQ. Let's go ahead. Maybe people are long or short other instruments out here. For example, many people are trading the ES Mini. So let's go take a look at it. Again, it also formed a TD9 count bottom. Now, this was a situation where price was not pulling back to support, right? When we took a look at those TAS market profiles, right? However, that's really not the case. What do you mean, Steve-O? I'm going to put another chart over here. This is the daily time frame chart for the ES Mini. And what you can see here is prices testing Stevie's oscillator and change line. That is green, folks. And if price tests and rejects that today, meaning a close above, it's about 34, just call it 34.44 out here right now, then support will have held. Yeah, it will be below the daily support out here, but boy, above a green oscillator and change line, you would be hard pressed to support will have held. That's really, I'll just leave it at that. A very key level of support will have had. Whereas if there's close below that and the bottom of the daily profile, well, then that's telling us about a potential change in trend. But inside the ES Mini, as we speak right now, you can see that its key level, that price would need to move above. Now, because price is below the bottom of the daily profile, not on the oscillator and change line just yet, still I'd call it a bit of a counter trend rally price needs to get, the ES mini need to get above the bottom of that daily profile for me to suggest otherwise, or suggest to you otherwise. But nonetheless, there's a valid 30-minute time frame bottom out here. Not a hammer candle, doesn't matter. But the key level on any move higher out here is going to be first at 34.50. If the ES mini on a 30-minute basis closes above 34.50, 34.59, that's the bottom of the European opening range, will be the next resistance level on a move higher. This too could set up an A to B equals CD to the upside, or maybe a short-term Gartley sell signal. And that would take price up to its breakdown area, and that's at 34.71 out here. So how do we summarize as we go to this breakout here? The NQ. The NQ has tested support on its daily time frame. Short-term time frame's got a bottom signal, giving you the clear resistance levels where if price is above that, you know that there's a rally going on, counter trend or otherwise. ES mini, that level to be watching is 34.50, then 34.59, and then 34.71. Right.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today. If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Hey, look, it's 8:30 in the morning. I know many of you may be listening at 1:30. We're recording today's show this morning. Right now, we've got Dow Equity Futures off 327, NASDAQ down 178, S&P off 41, and the Russell down 18. And we've been taking a look at the daily time frame, the short-term time frames out here, really trying to help you navigate what the market is doing. So we were looking at 30-minute time frame charts here. The 60-minute time frame charts are doing the same thing. In other words, generating bottom signals. But we're going to take a look at the resistance levels that for those time frames, price would need to get above. So here, you're looking at A to B equals CD to the downside. This is the ES mini, a TD9 count bottom out here. And so if price gets below the low of the session, by the way, in the ES mini, the low of the session out here right now, if I can get this to work with me. I can't. I'll have to get it another way. So in this case, as you're taking a look at this price, you can see the oscillator and change line. Stevie's green red line out here. Look at how this has become a resistance level. That's why when we took a look at the daily time frame, we looked at it from a support standpoint. Again, each time frame is going to give us a different signal. So the cool thing here is you know that there's going to be more of a rally or counter trend rally if price on a 60-minute basis can close above Stevie's red line. That's currently priced at 34.50. That's going to change as price moves up and down. But look, I teach you how to calculate Stevie's oscillator and change line. Just simply subscribe to Mastering Probability. If you do it for less than 30 days, it costs you zip. It's going to cost you a ton to not know where that line is. No, you cannot emulate this with the moving average out there. You're going to get your arse handed to you. Don't do that. Don't do that when you can do the real thing out here. So you've got a 60-minute time frame. So this is the beautiful thing, because we know right now that what the bulls are trying to do, and if they fail, we've got those other daily or larger term time frame support levels to take a look at. Here in the NQ, you're going to see an A to B equals CD to the downside. You're going to see the hammer candle out here. Again, Stevie's red line for the 60-minute time frame. The reason we're showing you the 60-minute time frame is because this is actually even more pertinent than the 30-minute time frame. Of course, you're probably saying, well, why did you show me the 30-minute to begin with? Hey, it's my show. I'm doing what I'm doing. We're just kind of going through this step by step. So 11,818 in the NQ. That's currently the price printing for Stevie's red line. Price would need to close above that to suggest, hey, you know what? The bulls actually have a little bit of energy out here. Let's go take a look at the Dow equity future contract. It's doing the same type of thing, the same pattern out here. Now, in its case, it generated a TD9 bottom on a 60-minute time frame, and A to B equals CD. The support levels being attacked. That's the low of the session right now. So if price closes below that, Dow equity futures contract telling you, hey, forget about you 30-minute and 60-minute fans out there. Ain't happening. Again, Stevie's oscillator and change line acting as a resistance level out here. So on any move higher, 28,177 is the number to be watching there. And then finally, as we go take a look at the Russell 2000 for its 60-minute time frame, I don't believe this has a confirmed 60-minute bot. No, I take that back. It's got a TD9 count. So here's your TD9 count. Stevie's red line priced right now at about 16. Let's call it 16. Call it the top of that day current 60-minute profile, 1606.80. So a close above that. Again, this is probably more pertinent to those folks for this morning's trading versus at 1:30. But if you're watching the archive, at least what you can do is go back and take a look at a way to really analyze charts and what's going on and get the message of the market. It's going to be different for each time frame, but really helps us when price is coming back to levels of support or resistance on the daily time frame. All right, so we've got a couple of questions that have come in. I want to go to those. Dennis had asked us to take a look at SBSW. So let's go see what SBSW is and where is it trading, SBSW, in relationship to its market profiles. Now here we're going to take a look at daily, left-hand panel, weekly, center panel, monthly, right-hand panel. Again, we're just identifying levels of support or resistance. So here's what we know. Price is trading above the top of its daily profile. Closed there yesterday. That is at 12. Actually, there's a new profile that formed yesterday. Wow. The price is way above that. That's 11.59. It's above the profile before that. So it's bullish. What's that mean to us? That says that Dennis, you should expect SBSW to head up to the 1357 level. Prices above, that's with inside the weekly profile. Bullish in structure. Last week it closed above the center of that profile, suggesting that buyers should be able to push price up to resistance, the top of that profile, 1357. Now, we want to go take a look at Stevie's other charts, because what the profile charts don't do for us is generate patterns. They just simply let us know where buyers and sellers are. Would you like to know where buyers and sellers are for the time frames that you trade? I hope your answer is yes. Well, here, now what we know when we take a look at the daily time frame is that price should find resistance at 1337. Dennis, 1337 is the breakdown level. So when this bottomed out here, this bottom with a TD9 count, September 24th out there, so pertinent to how we were taking a look at the intraday time frame charts out here, because they assist us in identifying bottom or topping patterns out here. You can also see an A to B equals CD to the upside. I can't draw it in here, but there's no bearish reversal candle. So 1337 is the number where it's targeting. Now, a close above 1337 would be very bullish for you, because that would say, okay, I have changed my trend trend out here because this did have a confirmed top, a Rhodes momentum indicator top, wave number 7 top. It generated that with the gap to the downside, a bearish reversal candle out here that was on September 14th. And price moves lower until it makes a bottoming pattern, the TD9 count out there. From a weekly time frame, SBSW, let's populate this here. Whoops, let's populate it now, see what we have. Wave number 7 at the top, price above Stevie's green line. So again, this is signaling to you that it wants to move higher as well. And the monthly time frame says, be careful. Not that it doesn't want to move higher, it's got a valid topping signal, but no levels of support have been taken out. So SBSW, I'd have to say, as we speak right now, wants to target the 1337 area. Dennis, thanks so much for writing in. I hope that helps you out. We had another request out here, this one coming in from, Isaac. And Isaac has got a long email. And so that's okay. That's cool. We'll go back to Isaac. I'll have to read this email because I want to get to his question. And I'll do that during the break, which is about 2 minutes from now. So I'll make sure that I do that. Anyway, you know what? I don't have any other requests that are in here. So let me just take a quick peek. Let's see. What is he asking about? Curious on your thoughts when something like this happens. I was up watching the market this morning and saw that the 15-minute silver was a TD8 count at 615. All right, so he's already given us a clue where we need to go take a look at, and that's going to be silver. So what I want to do is get the December contract populating here. And let's see here. It looked like there would be a 9 count at the next bar. I placed an order at the low of the lowest bar, which was number 6 there. But anyways, I'm just going to go take a look at the 15-minute chart here. Oh, I put it on the wrong one. Sorry about that. Give me a moment here to actually populate the correct chart out here. So I've got one that's going to let us take a look at multiple time frames out there. And I'm going to try to answer your question, Isaac, just simply by going to the chart, seeing what it communicated to us, understanding where support and resistance was, and I'll just simply play it out that way for you. Of course, I've got to wait for it to populate. While my other charts are trying to populate, let's just go take a look at what silver is doing on its daily time frame out here. So give me a second to get back to the silver contracts. You're going to see multiple silver futures contracts. The current contract is December. And you can see that volume, about 63,000 contracts. So December is going to be your very left-hand panel out here. So from a daily picture, Isaac, you certainly want to understand what's going on in the bigger picture, whether you're trading 15 minutes, 30 minutes daily. Kind of go through the process that you and I just did at the opening of the show, where we're taking a look at what's going on the daily time frame. So here in silver, you can see a nice little rising trend line that price is trying to hold out here. And if it closes below one trend line, it'll head to the next. What you do know is price is trading below the bottom of its daily profile, and that is bearish out there. So the direction here for silver, based upon the profile information, is to be looking for lower price out there. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. So with that being the case, you know that these are just counter trend rallies at this stage of the game. But we'll go take a look at silver for the 15-minute time frame chart for Isaac as soon as we get back from this. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. So I was able to fully read Isaac's question out here, and I modified my system, my tools on the 15-minute time frame chart, so we can see what it is that Isaac did. And his question was, "Hey, he was, and this is great. So Isaac, I really appreciate the fact that you were following along with the TD system out here. And so he was, and at this stage right here, sometime around 6:15, as he wrote, bar number 8 had formed out here. Now, what he knew was that in order for this pattern to be a confirmed TD9 count bottom, that the low, that there needed to be a lower low, and that would have been below the bar number 4 out here. So that would have been below 2382. And what Isaac did was he put in that trade, a buy order in below that. But voila, when this candle here at 6:30 formed, now I'm going to turn this back. So you'll see bar number 8 and where he was making that trading decision out here. So we're just simply trying to help. Give me a moment here. I want to move this back to the 9 count pattern out here. And you're going to see that it didn't form. And it didn't form because bar number 9 closed above the high of the close of bar number 5 out there. Where's I got to find the tool again here. 9 count. So now you're going to see it's going to go away. And the reason why I had to change the tool is because the 9 count pattern is not going to show up. It follows my specific rules. So it never formed out there. So you got in early. And no problem with that, Isaac. It's just that the pattern isn't there. And that was the reason that you got in. And your question to me was, what do you do at that stage? If that pattern was the reason that you got in and it didn't form out there, so what do you do? Well, it tells you that the reason you got in doesn't exist. So it'd be a potential for closing out the trade. But that being said, let's take a look at where we're at right now. That bar happened to form bar number 7 of a TD9 count out there. So you at least had a bottom. And what would you do now that you're in the trade? I'd say I would put my stop below 2371. That's the low of that session out there. And it closed below that would suggest that if you're long, you're wrong. Not because it's not a hammer candle out there, but just simply 2 patterns in essence will have failed. Now you can see that there's a Rhodes momentum indicator signal that's been triggered, but there's no bullish reversal candle yet. So it's not like I can on a 15-minute basis tell you that this is a bottom out here. What I want to do is move over to the larger time frame so that and maybe you do have this perspective, but as long as we're talking about silver, let's make sure that we all have this perspective and understand the patterns that are out there, the larger patterns, because we definitely want to understand those. So here we know that price is trading back into a trend line below profiles out there, so that's bearish. If we like it, and I'm going to begin here by taking a look at the weekly time frame chart, because you see the weekly time frame chart has a sell the D point. Sell the D point is the completion of the A to B equals CD. In this case here, it completed at the 1.618. How do I know it completed? Well, I know it completed because there was a bearish reversal candle, the dark cloud cover. You see, price is going to continue to move higher. This is why you want to understand your P's and Q's. What do you mean P's and Q's? I mean your A, B equals CD patterns out here. and you want to understand your bullish and bearish reversal candles. That's really what I was saying out there. You want to because that's how the market communicates to you. Bulls and bears, they clock into work at all different times of the day. But while they're there, their responsibility is to try to generate some type of candle for you and I to make some type of determination as to what that session meant. Now, it really means something at the completion of a pattern. Here you can see the A to B equals C to upside. Okay, that's pattern number one. Number two, remember when you get a topping signal, price is just going to, only has the ability to push price down to support. You don't know. I don't know. Maybe you know. I don't know whether price is going to be able to make it through support. Where's the first level of support on the weekly time frame? Stevie's green line. Currently, that's priced at 25.53 out here. So price closed below that. We're below it for week number 4. This week, we saw a counter trend rally up into it and a rejection of that area. What's wide open here on the weekly time frame chart for silver is $18.08. That's where it's headed unless we get some other type of bottoming pattern or something on the daily time frame. Well, I said bottoming pattern on the daily time frame. What silver's got for you is a topping pattern. It's got the Gartley sell signal. That was completed with this evening star pattern. It's a three candle formation out there. It's bearish. Price below Stevie's red line. Now look, we know that there's that trend line that's still out there. So it's not like I'm saying jump on the short train, back up the truck, anything along those lines out here. But the message, the weekly, the message daily is bearish and okay, a trend line. So it's a little bit neutral right now out there. So that's what's going on the larger time frame. So Isaac, I hope that helps you out. I don't think what you did was wrong. You were trying to anticipate, but really waiting for the bars to close is usually the best idea out there. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. And let's see, do we have no other questions out here? Let's take a look at Goldilocks, as long as we're in the precious metals area. Do the same thing out here. In the case of gold, so on a weekly basis, gold has made a intermediate term top, the TD9 count, bar number 8. Where's price trading? Below Stevie's green line. What does that open up the door for a move to? 1730, the TD9 breakout level. We go take a look at gold's charts out. Well, let's stay with these charts here. If we take a look at gold, gold hasn't completed it. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to get the expert, Larry Pesavento, on. He can answer that at 9 o'clock. But to me, the A to B equals CD, the Gartley sell pattern inside of gold needed to be closer to the 1953 level than where it got up to. But, you know, H.M. Gartley, he was just showing the A to B equals CD. I don't think he was really showing that it had to complete a one-to-one area out there. That might have been perfected by Larry Pesavento. But nonetheless, if we take a look at gold, whether it formed a Gartley sell or not, price is trading below Stevie's red line, 1904 out there. It's been oscillating back and forth between that area. Nonetheless, 1831, 1790 are wide open targets for Goldilocks out there. In the short-term time frame, let me pull over the 30-minute time frame chart here for gold, see what we have. A nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom out here. Price is pulled back into a level of support. It's just consolidating in its bearish structured profile. So 1902.20 is a key level of resistance. Price closes above that. Well, that would suggest price would want to move higher. I don't have a valid bottoming pattern. I don't have an A to B equals CD or anything along those lines on a 30-minute time frame chart here for gold. Wish I could provide you with more, but I can't. I know that the U.S. dollar index, that had a nice move. Again, I've got a 10-minute delay out here. If we take a look at it and see how it's trading, this also formed a TD9 count bottom. It did it back here about a handful of days ago. Makes it the trading day was confirmed on October the 9th. So you've got a valid bottoming pattern out here inside the U.S. dollar index. Now, when it made its bottom back on September 1st, it was the Rhodes momentum indicator pattern that formed. That was confirmed with that bullish engulfing candle out here. So now, where are we at? Well, price is above the first level of resistance, Stevie's red line. That suggests that what the U.S. dollar wants to do is trade up and try to get back inside its profiles. The daily profile, the bottom of the profile is 93.97. That's its next level of resistance. 94.18 would be your next level of resistance above that, and then 94.34. That's the key area. If price can close above 94.34, it tells you on a daily basis you've got a change in trend, and that the U.S. dollar index could be on its way up to the 96.61. We can't make that call just yet, but those are the progressions of what you would look for inside the U.S. dollar index. It's bottom. It's got two nice bottoming patterns out here, each with higher lows. Now, we don't really have. We got slightly higher highs, but we'd have to see how this move here would play out. So that's our look at precious metals, silver, gold, the U.S. dollar index. This is Steve Rhodes. It's 8:50 in the morning. If you're listening in at 1:50, thanks so much for doing that. We'll be right back. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based, vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So one last thing on gold. We took a look at the daily, the weekly charts before that last breakout. Here's the monthly time frame chart. So weekly, it's got a topping pattern. Daily, it's got a topping pattern. Monthly has a topping pattern out here. So this suggests that price should at least pull back to 1814 in that range. That's Stevie's green line at this stage here on the monthly time frame. So that is precious metals. So for the rest of the day, and again, folks, this is being recorded. It's now 8:54 in the morning. It's going to be 1:54. If you're listening in and the ES Mini is trading below the low of the day right now, that would be the price point of 34.3375. Price is headed lower. 34.17 would be the number. If the NQ is trading below the low of the day, 11,736, well, price would head to 11,723. Below that, maybe 11,512. The Dow equity future contract, a close below 28,025, says lower price, 27,662. I'm not saying that it has to do it today. but that would be the next level of support. And inside the Russell 2000, it's 1597.30. The reason why we're taking a look at those lows of the day are because each of the short-term time frame charts for those equity future contract, 30-minute or 60-minute, have bottoming signals. On the 30-minute, it's the TD 9-count pattern. On the Dow equity future contract, this little push lower right here, right now, has triggered a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. So if there's a bullish reversal candle on the 30-minute time frame chart, boy, it's telling you that it's identified a bottom out there. So that's how to play it for the rest of the day. The other thing to be watching would be that spot volatility index. If it's trading above the 50-day exponential moving average, right now the 50-day exponential moving average for the spot volatility index is printing out at 26.77 and price is trading at 28.49. When the spot volatility index is above its 50-day exponential moving average, it's this chart here that really lets you know what the S&P 500's intentions are. And if it trades above the 50-day, its intentions are to trade lower. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Have a terrific Thursday. I'll look forward to seeing you on Fantastic Friday. Take care.